Hi and welcome back to my channel. I don't know if you can hear, but it's raining really hard right now. I'm just outside of the gym, but I don't want to walk in yet. So I'm going to do my intro in here. I went back to my sport climbing project 2 days ago and fell on the last hard move of it. I was really close. So on one hand, it might feel a little disappointing because I didn't send, but on the other hand, it was my high point by a lot. So I'm pretty excited about it. Today there is a new right slab set in the gym, and that's what I'm going to be climbing on. I've heard that the set isn't necessarily physically hard, but the climbs are really tricky. So I think this will be a really fun session. The gym was a bit busy on this day, so I'll be doing the commentary as voiceover commentary. But my goal for this session was to choose some skill boulders, which I did my first ever vlog on. I'll link it here if you want to give that a watch. But the idea is to choose climbs a couple grades below your projecting level that are going to be more mentally challenging than necessarily physically taxing. So these are climbs that are tricky. They're going to test your ability to learn movements and get creative to find solutions. There were a couple of climbs on this set that had me scratching my head a bit, and so we'll walk through those and how I came up with the solution. What we can see here is that I'm not able to reach the right hand statically, so I'm trying to figure out a way to potentially move my left foot up so that I can get some more reach to get over to the right. It didn't feel like I was going to be able to get my left foot up, so this time I wanted to try moving a little bit more dynamically. So what you can see I'm doing here is lunging off of that left foot onto the right foot to try and get the distance. The dynamic method was feeling like a possibility, so I wanted to try it a couple more times. After a couple tries, I wanted to explore and see if there was potentially some other beta other than the dynamic method. So here I'm trying to stand in the bolt hole of the higher left foot, which I decided was not going to happen. After trying to find other beta, I decided that the dynamic method was going to be the most realistic beta for this move, so I went back to trying it with the dynamic beta. After taking a little bit of a break from trying it this way, I was able to stick the move. I did get a really good question during my video analysis workshop a few weeks ago, which is, how do you know when to stop trying a beta, or how do you know when you should continue sticking with it? And the thing with these types of questions is there's really just never going to be a concrete answer. It's going to depend. But I will say that first and foremost, if it seems like a reasonable solution, try the beta at least 3 times. Give it at least 3 tries, and then you can reassess on how realistic it's going to be. And then a second point I actually got from a comp climber's video when she was competing in her national comp. Her name's Sofia Yokoyama. The thing about comp climbers is that they have to try the beta and they have to make the decision whether to stick with it or to move on to another method in a really short period of time. And what she said is she asks herself, did I give that beta 100% effort? If I did and it's not working, then it's time to move on. So that's another good question to ask yourself on whether or not to stick with the beta or try something else, is asking yourself, did I give that 100% effort? On this section of the climb, I was having a similar issue as earlier on the blue climb, which is that my feet were too low to be able to reach the right hand, but in this case, I wasn't able to dynamically lunge onto the right foot because the volume was too bad. So I was trying to figure out a way to get my left foot onto the lower left volume so that I would have a higher position to generate from. I was trying to walk my left foot onto the volume by placing my right foot there first and kind of swapping on it, but that didn't end up feeling possible. ended up trying to mantle or press with my right hand on the higher of the two volumes, and in a more coordinated fashion, press and get my left foot up, which worked, but then I was a little bit too short of the hold still. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that slab session, and I'll be back next week with setting my very own boulder problem.